episode of DMU. I'm actually extra happy today. This liquor is working. By the way, so today we have a rather nice topic. We brought him here especially for this topic. We're talking about the apparent disconnect and difference between Africans and African Americans. And I'm not going to go too much into describing the question. I'll just let him take over from there. Why the disconnect? And what makes us different, Africans and African Americans?
Let's see. Honestly, I want to say we're more spoiled. African Americans here in America, we're more spoiled than what y'all was raised. Of course, y'all had to fight through poverty. Y'all didn't. I wouldn't say y'all had to. For my assumption, why I think y'all didn't have what we had, the opportunities that we had in America. So that's where I see the biggest disconnect. And I really didn't know that until I met you. When we met like 4 or 5 years ago, I noticed your hustle, I noticed your grind. I'm like, and that honestly, that kind of motivated me. I'm like, yo, I should be working more. I should be doing this because I want to get to a certain spot in life. I want to get to a better spot in life. So I would say the biggest disconnect, and the reason why the biggest disconnect, because we don't understand. We haven't had the experience like y'all can have. We haven't. We don't understand basically. And until I met you, I didn't understand until I met you. And now, ever since then, my life has changed. I view others differently, and that's it.
So just add to that, what can we do then to give people, a lot more people, us? Because for me, it's real big for me, right? I consider all black people, like Bob Marley said, it don't matter where you're from. If you're a black man under the sun, you're African, period, right? So we're all Africans. Ultimately, the term African American to me is the dumbest shit ever, right?
Yeah.
You don't hear Caucasian American or European American. You only hear African American. Like that's just dumb on so many fucking levels. Asian American. That's a new term. African American has always been there.
Yeah.
Asian American is rather relatively new, right? So what can we do to unite? Because I feel like we'll be a more formidable force if folks here and folks there, I'm talking about in Africa, not just Africans living here, but I'm talking about Africans in Africa, we're more aligned and more together. What do you think we can do?
I mean, like the only thing that we can do right now is just be on one accord by just communicating more, understanding each other more. Like I said, the only reason why I know more about African because I got to know you.
Yeah.
And that's the only solution.
Yeah. All right, Neil. What do you think is the disconnect?
To me, the disconnect is culture. Culture plays a huge role, and where we've been raised differently. And the main thing for me that makes the difference between African American and African is I'm gonna give my example. For example, I grew up in a home where, we never grew up with just dad, mom, and my siblings. No, we always had people in the house. Most African home, if you ever go to Africa, we live in 14, 15, 18 people in the house.
Yeah.
So we value family. We value, respect. Growing up, I came in this country when I was 10 years old, and I was so surprised how, I was working, my first job was at Panera Bread. I was so surprised how, my coworkers were calling
It was.
their boss by their name. I was just like,
what?
We didn't grow up like that. We value respect. I'm not trying to knock anybody out, but the way we were raised very strictly. It's respect or die.
So would you say then that the African is, because this is America, right?
Right.
It doesn't work like that, period.
Mm-hmm.
The Caucasian man is not calling his boss sir.
Right.
He's calling his boss Tom.
Right.
And the African man is looking at the African American man and thinking, well, since you look like me, you should be calling your boss sir. No. In all regards, it's American, so he's going to call his boss Tom.
Right.
So is it that we as Africans are playing holier than thou and expecting African Americans to act like us, knowing very well that they're as far from us as the white man is?
But
I'm saying, is it that we as Africans,
Uh-huh.
we are playing holier than thou, and we're expecting the African American to have this cultural, upbringings and cultural ways of life that we have, and because they don't, we see them as different. Could it be the African American? I mean, could it be the African that is creating this rift?
I would say yeah.
Is the African creating the rift?
I would say yes.
Okay.
Because, again, Africans, I would say we have ego. We believe our way is the best way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. So,
Yeah.
whenever we come here, we see the way a certain American act, we're like, man, we're so quick to judge. I mean, let's be honest, we're quick to judge.
We're quick to
But at
judge.
the same time, we gotta understand that, hey, they grew up in a different house.
Yeah.
It's a whole different world.
Yeah.
Like I said, growing up in Africa, you had to learn how to be responsible at a very young age.
Yeah.
You see a 5-year-old walking down the street carrying a bucket of water on top of their head. I mean, that's Africa.
Selling.
That's Africa.
Yeah.
Do I love it? Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because it teaches you responsibility. And do I feel like most Americans are spoiled? I would say yes. And I feel like sometimes they don't realize how they don't realize how blessed they are sometimes. Sometimes I feel like they take life for granted.
I do not completely agree with what he said
Yeah.
about we being more responsible, because carrying of water and blah blah blah. I think it taught us to be we know how to be in service of others more. We are humble.
Like, I see a lot of disconnect, right? Like seriously, like you I don't have a lot of African American friends,
So when
right? And a lot of African American friends don't have a lot of African friends either. And I'm like, yo, like my neighbors, they're black, they're African American, and on this floor, when I first came here, the first people that I saw was like, oh, you like me. So I dab him, right? Everybody else is white. And we're the only African Americans here. But we still cannot connect on that, like we're black. Yeah.
when I came here, from my first day, I didn't like the African American.
Why?
I didn't like the African American because they see you and they're like, you speak and they're laughing at you. wait, you speak and Chris and I have spoken about this so many times. You speak and they laugh at you. And for me, I also have an ego, right? I'm like, dude, I speak way better English than you speak. I just have an accent to it. Grammatically, I speak way better English than you speak. And if we're supposed to write it. You do not hold a torch to mine. It's that simple.
Give him the example about it.
About it. Oh, good Lord. So before
So now just imagine, put yourself in his shoes, right? And imagine this incident.
So I came here and I'm trying to get into school. So I think I was depositing money for something. And I told the lady on the line, I'm like, I want to make a deposit. That's what I said, right? I said I want to make a deposit. And she's like, huh, what am I saying? And then I explained it. She got what I was saying, but she kept saying, huh? And then I had her other colleagues laughing at the situation, right? And I kept saying that, and she was like, you meant deposit? I'm like, yeah, I meant deposit. And even in Europe, British, they do not say deposit, and that is they say deposit, and that is where Americans are kind of in a bubble, yeah, and that pissed me off. She's laughing because she thinks I'm wrong, and it's because of my accent. If you do not understand me and you want me to slow it down, that is a different case. And also, anytime someone said they did not understand me, it was the African American. How come white people understood me all the time?
Yeah.
White people fucking understand what I'm saying at all times. I'm like, dude, I'm not even about to have a conversation with you. When you were speaking and you just slurring all the fucking time, I don't even know what you're saying. And you're talking about, you finna do this, you finna do that. Like, that's not even English, dude. So don't come for me that way. And my ego also got in there. So, and he will tell you, I do not have African American friends.
But you know what? This
I don't know.
Like I have way more African American friends, and I'm like I don't have a lot of African American friends. He has next to nothing.
I feel like a lot of, I'm speaking based on my community, here, the Congolese community. A lot of Congolese come here in America, and guess what? They don't want to get away from their comfort zone. We just want to stay among ourselves.
True.
And that's how you
That's
don't
true.
grow. How do you expect
don't
an
grow.
American to approach you if you're constantly just neglecting them and just, no, I just want to be comfortable speaking
Yeah.
French.
Yeah.
And that's how I met a lot of Africans that came here, been here for 20 years plus, and guess what?
They can't speak English.
They don't speak English.
Yeah.
Do you want to blame the African Americans or you want to blame yourself?
Yeah.
Because you just created a little community.
created
You're
this
just
bubble.
comfortable.
Yeah.
That
And
is very,
you
very
don't
true.
you don't go far. You come in America and you're comfortable with $12 an hour. You're just at the warehouse and you're just among yourselves.
Yeah.
I came to this country. I did warehouse, yes, and I'm the type of person that I don't just. Yes, I love my people, but we're in this country and we need to adapt from a lot of things from this country as well. You don't just want to stay in a small bubble, and that's how you don't grow. Get out there, network with people. But a lot of Africans come here and just want to stay with Africans, and that's our mentality. Don't change.
Yeah.
And
We're
it's not
here,
just the
and we
community.
just want to act like we're back home. You're here. There's certain things you can't do, but
Yeah.
because you live with Prince and we're both Africans, oh no, man, I just go do that. No, that's a bad mentality.
Yeah.
You can do that in Congo, but you're gonna get left up here.
Yeah.
But if you want to learn more about the American culture, you gotta get involved with the American community as well. And to me, I feel like if we're disconnected, it's our fault
I think
more
so, too.
than their fault.
I think it.
When we come here, we already have this predetermined notion,
Yeah.
right? And they kind of do too. I've heard them say they come here and come and take our jobs. Like, how the fuck did we come here and take your fucking job?
That's to me that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard, and I've heard it plenty of times.
Exactly. They say that all the time. That we've come here and taken your job. Like, how did we fucking do that? Did we just come here, go to the fucking white man or to the corporations and be like, yo, I'm African, I'm different from the African American. Give me a fucking job.
How can we make it work?
Yeah, I think it's still our fault, and I think the Africa needs to extend that olive branch. I think it's on us to. I invite a lot of my African American friends to come to Africa with me. I feel like that, like I took my ex to Ghana, and it was an eye-opening experience for her. Right, she got to see life in a different mode,
Right.
and I think it really has played and will continue to play a big part, a big role in her life. I also believe, like, I'll give you a little story. Like, when I first came in here, when I first got here, everybody that I came into contact with, being African American, being African, older Africans, would say, "Oh, don't fuck with the African Americans.
Yeah,
They'll get you in trouble."
exactly.
And this and that and that.
Exactly.
I've always been a
Planting
recalcitrant.
bad seed.
Yeah, planting bad seeds. I've
Right.
always been a recalcitrant. But then again, it took anybody could have immediately just hated the African American, right?
Yeah.
Because like when I first came in, my very first day at the airport,
Mm.
I'm sitting at the airport. They put me into a special room, and I'm waiting to get processed to get into the country. Mind you, it's my first time coming into America. I'm a 20-year-old. I have no family. I don't know anybody. And then I hear the woman go, "Why do they keep letting these people in here? Where are you from? Ghana?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm here." Like, I can hear you. I can hear you. And they literally spent like a good 2-3 minutes. It took me about 4 hours to get out of the airport. Just get processed and get out of the airport. Because 2 black women decided that they were going to waste my time because I was from Africa coming in here. Right? And in my mind, the minute I saw a black woman, a black person, I was like, "That's my person." I had not yet been hit with, "Oh, don't fuck with them."
Yeah.
I was fresh off the boat. So I saw another black person. I'm like, "Oh, that's my person. Like, we cool." And I'm hearing her insult me. And I'm like, "Oh, we're not cool." Like, we're not cool. We're different. Because I'm scared of the white man coming in here. But the black man told me right there and then that you're not one of us. And you shouldn't be here. So that hurt my feelings. So when my aunt told me don't fuck with them, My little mind is like, yeah, don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
Until I got on campus. Fortunately, I went to a predominantly black school. So I got on campus, we roomed together, I met different people, and I was like, nah, it's a situational basis. And I got it's a systemic thing. It's a whole problem that is bigger than just her. There are certain things that led up to her being like that, and her feeling that I should not be welcomed, even though I had not done anything to her, I had not committed any crime, and I had all the paperwork to rightly be here, you know?
I know the BET Awards, I don't know how they do it now, but
Oh my
previously the BET Award, we're talking black entertainment, right? You guys are fighting for your rights, saying the white people are treating you this way, that way, that way. They were giving awards to to Africans, but none of them were taking the awards on stage while the cameras were rolling. All the awards given to African artists are given to them backstage.
It was not even pronounced on stage. Like, the
No.
award was not even pronounced.
No,
It was a backstage
they get the
event.
awards backstage.
Do you know how disrespectful
You know,
that
and
is?
you guys are
This is
sitting
black
here.
entertainment.
Exactly, and you are sitting here being a hypocrite, talking about you want equality. The white people are not giving you this. Let's boycott this. Let's boycott that. But you call yourself Black Entertainment Television, and you're giving Africans awards backstage.
I know a lot of African artists boycotted the BET because of that.
You know,
Yeah,
but
I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard
and
that.
I don't know how it is now. I don't know
I have no
how.
clue either.
I have no clue.
I lost interest after that.
Yes,
I
I
watched
have
BET.
no clue.
Yeah,
So
I
I
watched
stand
BET.
corrected if they're giving them awards on stage now.
They don't even perform. They don't even get to perform. Not one African act gets to perform.
Nothing.
And this is black. Look, until we're unified. You know, the black man in America is quick to tell. And when I say black man, I'm talking about this for all of us, Africans and African Americans. We're quick to say until we're all free, no one is free.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say until we're all united,
That's the problem.
we will never be free. Until you and I can see each other as one, can see past our differences, and understand that ultimately the war you're fighting is the same war I'm fighting. But so what can we do? I think as an African, I make a conscious effort. One, because networking, I love networking, I love meeting new people. It's a way to get ahead in life, period. So for me, I get out there, I speak to people all day, every day. But I think as Africans, we need to avail ourselves a lot more to people from other communities, to black people predominantly, and try to create this bridge where, you know, we can, one at a time, sort of like a grassroots level type movement, rather than expect that somehow, some way, things are going to get better. I don't think things will get better that way. I think it needs to be more on the grassroots, like the you, reaching out to the hims and just being cool and understanding that, like, you and I, the same shit you face at work, I face it too. And guess what? I have a language barrier on top of that.
Yeah.
You know, same shit. When someone looks at me, they don't see a smart, you know, like there are certain fields that I'm not supposed to enter.
Yeah.
You have a better chance in those fields than I do, even though I might be hella good at it. But no one cares because I'm African, right? So until we understand that we're fighting the same fucking war, there's no win for us. Alright guys, anyway, thank you guys very much for the discussions, viewers. Thank you very much for watching. Again, like I say, don't forget to subscribe, like, dislike, comment, insult us, whatever it is. Just make sure we understand how you feel. See you again next week. And
Insult me, I'm coming for you. And I'll find you.
what are you taking?
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, Liam Neeson.